it's Marissa. Thanks for coming back to see me. This is week 53. Here to give you a little update of what I've been up to. First of all, I want to say thanks to everybody for their feedback on my last video, my 1-year video, which was exciting for me to make. And thanks for, your kind words and everything. I really appreciate it. Here I am. I am moving on into the next phase, if you will, of this journey, starting my 2nd year. And yeah, I think it's been a time of reflection, and it's also been a time to refocus and to, look back on how things have gone for me and move on to the future and plan accordingly so that, these new habits and everything that came along with my lifestyle changes, can stick, and it's not something that, I'm just going to just say, oh, I hit the 1 year and I'm done. I'm absolutely not done. And quite honestly, I feel now is where the real, quote unquote, hard work begins. I do feel, grateful that a lot of the things that I made myself do the first year have become a habit, so it can help me as I transition here, mainly the food journaling, because I find that now that I'm so out of surgery, I can eat a lot more. It is way easy to graze. For anybody that's just starting out, when you first start out, you feel like you're so restricted and, oh my gosh, it's never going to be any different. I'm always going to I can only eat 2 ounces and I can't eat this and I can't eat that. By this point, pretty much I can eat anything. And I have to be really careful of that. I can definitely say at this point it's mind over matter, because this is essentially just a tool. I have to be very mindful of what I eat, the food choices I'm making, and making sure that, I'm putting the best quality food in my body to give me the most, nutrients and everything to keep me going, the highest protein. And that's a challenge still. I will occasionally still do the protein drink, so I feel like I've had a low protein, intake kind of day. It's not an everyday thing for me anymore. But just writing stuff down, giving myself like a ballpark idea of what I'm consuming definitely helps. And I think lately I've kind of felt the reality of losing so much weight. I feel that it's been completely amazing and exciting. Don't get me wrong. I feel like a brand new person, and I would never change any of this for the world. But sometimes it's hard, and I've mentioned this before, where your mind and body don't exactly match up. And I felt a lot of that, in the past weekend. I'd say specifically, I really felt that. I was in a situation where I saw a lot of people who had not seen me. Probably some hadn't seen me since before I even had surgery. So there was a lot of like, oh my gosh, like a lot of reactions and a lot of, gasps, and it's like someone just took the needle on the record and just scratched it. When I walked in the room, it was like, wow. And, I know it sounds ridiculous to even say this, but it gets to be a little bit embarrassing. It gets to be a little bit overwhelming. Part of me doesn't know how to act. Part of me just wishes I could find like a little cave to crawl into, hide from everybody. The floor could swallow me up. That's great. Because when you see yourself every day, it's normal to see yourself. When someone else doesn't see you, obviously it's going to be a little bit surprising. And I don't know, for me, I'm very open about my weight loss, journey in that, and that's helpful for me as far as like a therapy thing, on the therapeutic end. It's helpful for me to talk about it. But on the other end of the spectrum, when it's really like in your face day to day, sometimes it does get a little bit hard. So I'm still in the learning process with that, and I'm still trying to process that because, I'm not any different than when I was 167.4 pounds ago. Yeah, I'm going to get to my my weight in a minute. But I mean, physically I've changed, but inside I think, well, I'm still the exact same person. I'm still me. I can't change who I am. And I don't know, I'm just kind of right now facing that a little bit where, people see you from the outside and you just want to say, I know I look different, but I'm still the same person. You don't have to be weird around me. You can still eat around me. You can talk to me about food or whatever. It's not everybody just is too, I shouldn't say everybody, that's not fair. Some people are hypersensitive about it, and it's almost, I know they don't come from like a place of like malice or trying to like be hurtful to me, but you don't have to tiptoe around me. This was a choice I made. This was a choice I made to take out a healthy lifestyle, to change myself, and that's what I've done, and that's it. Just treat me normally. That's all I have to say. Just treat me normally. That's it. Anyway, get to the scale. I had my gastric bypass root-wise surgery on September 13th, 2010, and as of today, September 19th, 2011, I have lost 167.4 pounds, which means that last week I lost 1.4. So I'm definitely happy with that. I feel like I've been moving more. I can't say that my food choices have been that great, but I think they balance each other out because I do eat healthy enough that I do have those little treats here and there. And with moving in that, and of course drinking a lot of water and just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, has helped to still see a weight loss. I have found that my real savior of a go-to snack has been milk. Just regular skim milk during the day. At work, I used to just do, breakfast, where I used to have a protein drink then breakfast. Now I do a coffee and breakfast, and then I do 32 ounces of water. I used to do 64 ounces of water, then I would have lunch. Now I do 32 ounces, I have milk, 32 ounces, then lunch, and then I come home and I have dinner, and then I drink more milk in the evening, or more water, then I have another milk before I go to bed. I find that it kind of just puts something in my stomach. About 10 ounces of milk is a snack, so I find that it kind of gets me through that little stretch of time where I'm starting to get hungry, but I know it's a little too early for lunch. But that's another thing, your hunger comes back, so it's definitely a mental thing, because I could easily go and grab something to eat before I would eat lunch, because if you're just eating little amounts, you can fill up your pouch. That's called grazing. You don't want to do that. So definitely skim milk is a really good friend of mine. It's helped me out. So I'm just readjusting, because everything is a readjustment, and I just have to be very, very aware of what I'm putting in. And that's, if this is gonna, be for the rest of my life, I have to know how to react to the way my body, changes. So that's where I'm at, everybody. Once again, thanks for everybody for, being so kind with your words and your feedback, and to subscribing and watching my videos. I know everybody has a life and everybody's busy, but it just seems that I just have so many, wonderful people reaching out to me, and it's just greatly appreciated, and I want to say thank you. And that's basically it. I'll be back next week for another update, and I hope you're all doing well, and I will check in then. Take care. Bye.